All right, hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for Farah Siraj's concert tonight. I'm Malini Jawhar Shuler, and I am on the organizing committee for Palestine Writes. This is a historic festival, and we have 2,500 people already registered for this festival, which is absolutely amazing. We have registrants from over 50 countries right now, and a bunch of amazing programs. But in addition to the programs, we invite you to go to the lobby and click on AKA, AKKA, on the lobby page. And there you go in the drop-down menu and you will see a selection for a bookstore. You will see a selection for an art exhibit, and you will see the vendors that we have. So please go and visit these places, these amazing places that we have. And there's also a market. So welcome here. Also, if you go to the lounge, please go and write on the graffiti wall. It is literally the wall, the separation wall in Palestine, and you can put your writing, pictures, whatever you want there. But it gives me a great pleasure to introduce Farah Siraj, who is from Amman, Jordan. She balances a career that spans the United States, Europe, and the Middle East. She has performed at some of the world's most prestigious platforms, including the United Nations, the Nobel Prize Hall, the Kennedy Center, and the Lincoln Center, among others. She represents Jordan annually on the United Nations World Peace Day. Farah's musical releases include her albums Nomad, the Arabian Jazz Project, and Dunya, with songs in English, Arabic, and Spanish. Wow. Her collaboration with India's A.R. Rahman, Zaraya's hit #1 in the music charts in India and the Middle East. I've got to watch that. As a humanitarian, Farah focuses on raising awareness about the consequences of war and violence around the world and in Palestine. She advocates for women's rights, refugee rights, and animal rights. Farah was recognized for her humanitarian efforts by the United Nations Humanitarian Awards, and her music was played before the United Nations Security Council before passing a legislation regarding the genocide in Darfur. Farah approaches music as a medium for peace and compassion. So we look forward to your concert tonight, Farah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Malini. It's lovely to be here. Hello, everyone who's attending. Thank you so much for attending. And I just have to say it's an absolute honor to be a part of this program. I have always, both personally and professionally advocated for Palestine and Palestinian rights. And Susan Abul Hawa is a great dear friend of mine, and I was just delighted when I got invited to perform at this incredible festival. So I just want to say thank you. I'm really, really excited to be here. And want to say hello to all of you. I see that you are tuning in from so many different parts of the world. I can see here in the chat. We have Palestine. Ahla sahla, marhaba. Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. I'm in Philly right now. We have, Ramallah, Palestine, California, India, Connecticut, New York, Florida. This is amazing. It's so nice to have people from so many different places in real time. And so I actually want to dedicate a song to you, to all of you, that is called Kulluha Biladi. It's from my album, Dunya. And it's based on a poem by Abi Salt al-Andalusi that says, if I am of the earth, then everywhere is my home and everyone is my family. And I feel that, if we approached life and the world with that mentality, I think the world would be a very different place. So in Arabic, إذا كانوا أصلي من تراب فكلها بلادي وكل العالمين أقاربي. Hope you enjoy. إذا كانوا أصلي من تراب فكلها بلادي. إذا كانوا أصلي من تراب فكلها بلادي وكل العالمين وكل العالمين أقاربي. ولا بد أن أسأل العيس حاجتان تشق على الشام الذرة إذا كانوا أصلي من تراب فكلها بلادي. إذا كانوا أصلي من تراب فكلها بلادي وكل العالمين وكل العالمين أقاربي. ولا بد أن أسأل العيس حاجتان تشق على الشام الذرة وكلها بلادي. That was كلها بلادي. I hope you could all hear it okay and hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I see all the claps in the chat. Thank you so much. I have to say it's really strange, to be knowing there's an audience and also not hearing claps or not hearing the engagement, but I feel it. And so thank you. And, I'm very grateful for this platform to be able to perform live for you in real time and that we can all be kind of in the same place and at the same time all around the world in real time. So thank you so much for the lovely messages. Love this. Like Malini mentioned, for me as an artist, I feel like music is not just for entertainment. I know the importance of having a message with your music and trying to, as much as you can, influence people to do good and to stand up for things that they believe in. And for me, it's been human rights and animal rights, and in particular, women's rights and refugee rights when it comes to human rights. And then, of course, animal rights and veganism that I also practice as part of my commitment to nonviolence. And shout out to any vegans in the house, and especially Susan Abul Hawa, my darling. But, I feel like if we approach the world from a place of nonviolence, it would really be very, very different. And I love it. Preach the nonviolence, vegan life. Yes, yes. Nina, love to you. So, this song that I'm about to perform for you is called What If? It was used as a theme song for the United Nations International Day of Peace, especially the campaign here in Philadelphia. And, I wrote it thinking about what if we all put ourselves, those who are not living in a situation of war and violence, can be very quick to see it as a distant thing, and see wars that are happening in a different part of the world as something that's just on the television and not real. And the song, I wrote it about questioning how would we all on an individual and global level approach life if we, if we were in their shoes, if the tables were turned and all of a sudden we found ourselves in a war-torn country or in a situation of violence that we can't get out of. And then the world would, maybe look very different. And so the lyrics say, what if one day I would see you could have been me? Then we wouldn't be so far. And then I wouldn't stand for this war. What if one day they came for me, or even worse, for my family? Then we wouldn't be so far, and then I wouldn't stand for this war. And I want to dedicate this to Palestine tonight, standing in solidarity with all Palestinians and knowing that, you're in our hearts and Palestine is in our hearts. And we will, all of us who love Palestine will continue to raise our voices, to raise awareness and to stand up for Palestinian rights. So this song is called What If? And I hope you enjoy. I can look the other way, but you may not survive today. There's 1,000 miles between us anyway. I'm too far to hear you pray. But what if one day I would see you could have been me? Then we wouldn't be so far, and then I wouldn't stand for this war. But I'm safe and sound, I'm home at night, warm and dry, away from the fight. It's hard to imagine this could have been me. It's hard to imagine losing everything, But what if one day I would see you could have been me? Then we wouldn't be so far, and then I wouldn't stand for this war. What if one day they came for me, or even worse, for my family? Then we wouldn't be so far, and then I wouldn't stand for this war. What if one day I would see you could have been me? Then we wouldn't be so far. Then I wouldn't stand for this war. And what if one day they came for me, or even worse, for my family? far, then I wouldn't stand for this war. Then I wouldn't stand for this war. That was What If. And again, a song about, what if we put ourselves in the situation of people who are living the consequences of war and violence? We would never choose to stand by that war or that occupation. Like, so many of us are trying to speak up about the occupation of Palestine. And if people knew what was happening on the ground, if more and more people knew what was happening on the ground, they wouldn't stand for it or be indifferent, and I think it's important also as artists and anyone who has a platform to raise our voice. I know I publicly came out and said that I boycotted culturally and in my personal life Israel. And I think it's important to say and be very clear that this is not something you'll ever engage in. And that's one of the ways that we can advocate for Palestinian rights. So yeah, this is that was my song, What If. The next one I'd like to sing for you, since it's nighttime, at least here, and I know in Palestine it's very late, so someone's staying up. I do want to sing a song that's called Leila. Leila Law Bagi Leila. Some of you might know it. If you already know it, please sing it with me. And yeah. Oh, by the way, thank you, Malini, for saying so great that you boycotted Israel. Yes, I actually ended up, and Susan knows this, I ended up, I stand by it 100%, but I definitely ended up losing, quote unquote, or having to decline opportunities that would have been incredible for me as an artist if they did not involve some element or tie with Israel. So there's also, when you stand up for something, sometimes you don't always, you get left out of certain things or you have to decline them. But guess what? No regrets. That is part of my mission as an artist. And you never lose by endorsing BDS. That's true. That is absolutely true. Solidarity involves sacrifice. Absolutely. Yeah. My cat is behind me. All right. So this is Leila, Law Bagi Leila. And I dedicate it to all of you here who are listening in and hope you enjoy. بعمري أبيه الليلة واسهر في ليلة عيونك هي ليلة عمر هي ليلة عمر ليلة لو باقي ليلة بعمري أبيه الليلة واسهر في ليلة عيونك هي ليلة عمر هي ليلة عمر ليلة لو باقي ليلة بعمري أبيه الليلة واسهر في ليلة عيونك هي ليلة عمر هي ليلة عمر ليلة لو باقي ليلة بعمري أبيه الليلة واسهر في ليلة عيونك هي ليلة عمر هي ليلة عمر يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله وش كتر انتي جميلة. Yes, sing along. يا الله يا أحلم بكدايم جنبي وأنا صاحي ونايم، يلي أيامي بدونك ما هي من العمر، ما هي من العمر. وانتي يا عيوني انتي قلبي، أنا وين ما كنتي اللي سواد عيونك أفديه العمر، أفديه العمر. وليلة لو باقي ليلة بعمري أبيه الليلة واسهر في ليل عيونك، هي ليلة عمر، هي ليلة عمر. وليلة لو باقي ليلة بعمري أبيه الليلة واسهر في ليل عيونك، هي ليلة عمر، وهي ليلة عمر. يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله، وش كتر انتي جميلة. يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله، وش كتر أنا أحب صوتك وهمسك، بيتي وسفري، قمرك وشمسك، ليلي وفجري. صوتك وهمسك، بيتي وسفري، قمرك وشمسك، ليلي وفجري. صوتك وهمسك، بيتي وسفري، قمرك وشمسك، ليلي وفجري. That was Leila. Actually, one of probably my absolute favorite song to sing in Arabic. Huwaida, I've not heard this song in over 20 years. Oh, wow. I know, actually, maybe the first time I heard it was 20 years ago. I remember I was a teenager and I just loved it and I couldn't get enough of it. And it's still, one of the songs I heard when I was absolutely that teenage phase of being obsessed with music. And even though I listened to a lot of Western music, this was one of those songs that just stuck with me in Arabic. And I'm glad that I had that experience because it came back as an adult. And, when I chose what songs I'd want to sing, this is absolutely one of my favorite to perform. And again, I dedicate this to all of you. I see we have 101 people here tonight. This is amazing. And yes, Sahar, I'm seeing you say, did I say I live in Philly? Yes, I'm based in Philly, and I do tour the US usually every year, obviously, but now it's all virtual. It's all virtual tours. And so, yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, and this goes for everyone, if you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or my website, it's farahsiraj.com. Siraj.com. No, I need to type properly, farahsiraj.com. Feel free to, and actually tomorrow, it would be a good idea to follow me because tomorrow I'm releasing a new song, which I'm going to perform for you tonight. So you'll be one of the first people to hear it. And it is a song that I wrote, about, when tomorrow marks, okay, let me gather my thoughts. Tomorrow marks 4 months since the devastating blast in Beirut, an explosion that left a lot of people very vulnerable and in pain. And that was on top of an already crippling economic crisis. And, I have family in Beirut. My aunt was there at the time, and I just needed to, for a couple of maybe just under an hour, I didn't know, I couldn't reach her, and I wasn't sure if she was okay. And that was a very, very scary feeling. And I could not imagine what it would have been like to be on the ground. And so I wrote this song for Beirut. And I performed it at fundraisers for Beirut, and a live stream that I did with my cousin, who's half Jordanian, half Lebanese, Hamid Sinno, if any of you know him from Mashru'a Layla. If you don't, you better look him up. He's amazing. We did a fundraiser, and I performed that song there. But I wasn't planning on releasing it. And then I thought, well, I think Beirut and Lebanon in general could use all the help we can give right now and support. So I recorded it and filmed myself and my guitarist recording. We filmed ourselves recording. And I teamed up with the anti-racism movement in Lebanon, which is an organization that does really important work on the ground, and especially for women and migrant women, and help some of the most vulnerable populations in Beirut right now. And so, this song is going to drop tomorrow, and it's a fundraising song. So all proceeds from the song will go to the anti-racism movement in Lebanon. And I see, is that, Susie, is that you who's typing as Palestine Writes? I have a feeling it's you. Yes, it is you. Oh, thank you for the sweet comment that in addition to being a hugely talented musician, humanitarian, and all-around beautiful human being, also a vegan. Yes, as are you too. I am not only a musician, but very, very much an animal rights advocate and anti-speciesist. So if you haven't heard of anti-speciesism, please look it up. It is, speciesism is one of the first forms of discrimination, I believe, or if not the first form of discrimination we learn as children. We learn to love our cats and our dogs, but then eat the chicken and the cow. And we learn to differentiate ourselves from other species and see ourselves as, more worthy, and see them as unworthy of a dignified life. And so I realized, if it's okay that I talk about this a little bit, Susie, since you brought it up, in my own, this festival is all vegan. Oh my God, that's amazing. I know, Susie, we were supposed to do this in person, I think it was March 27th. I was supposed to perform in New York for your amazing festival. Now it's virtual, but I remember that the whole program was vegan, and I love that. And I just want to say, there was a moment where I both, professionally and more personally, where I realized that I could not advocate for nonviolence and for human rights and also be contributing to violence towards other beings, non-humans. I could not be saying that I was against violence and then violence be on my plate. So that really didn't sit well with me. And after a while, I just realized like the way to go for me personally was to adopt nonviolence on all levels in my life. And it changed my life. It really changed my life. And I'd recommend it for anyone who's interested. There is a Palestinian vegan group, and you can look it up. There's an animal, there are several, and Susan knows them because I forward them to them. I forward their pages to them, and I follow them on Facebook and Instagram, but I can't remember the exact name. Layla, Palestine Animal League. That's right. And Layla, you mentioned you can't follow me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Farah Siraj music. Let's see if that works. Okay, so I want to perform this song for you. That is going to drop tomorrow, but you're going to be the first people to hear it today. Okay? So it's called Qalbi Ma Beirut, which in Arabic means my heart is with Beirut. And it's mostly in English, but then the chorus is in Arabic. So Qalbi Ma Beirut. Through the shattered glass, you can see the disbelief. A mother giving birth and another buried deep. Everyone's grieving Beirut. Everyone's grieving Beirut. Was this the last blow? Trying to look up from the lowest low. Ashes over Beirut, smoke everywhere you look, dust settling through the broken window. Let this be the last blow. Qalbi ma Beirut, Qalbi ma Beirut, Qalbi ma Beirut, Qalbi ma Beirut. Looking for loved ones at night with no end in sight, trying to breathe through the thick air, looking for shelter anywhere. Is this really happening, Beirut? How can this be happening, Beirut? The final straw was the blast. How long can this last? Ashes over Beirut, smoke everywhere you look, dust settling through the broken window. Let this be the last blow. Qalbi ma Beirut, 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 Qalbi ma Beirut. That was Qalbi Ma Beirut. You know, we have to try to stand together and just support as much as we can human rights and people who are vulnerable. So I hope you enjoyed this song. And if you can, please consider going to my Instagram page or Facebook page and supporting the cause. Any any donations from this song will go to the anti-racism movement in Beirut, in Lebanon. And it's a feminist organization and a grassroots organization organized by women in Lebanon. So it's really amazing all around. But, speaking of amazing, I just think it's really amazing to be here tonight and be with you and sing for Palestine, I think this festival is so important because it highlights how amazing Palestine is. It highlights how important our solidarity with Palestine is, and it, just brings everyone together for Palestine. And it's the first of its kind, right? It's the first, this is the first Palestine Writes Festival. Again, I'm so proud of you, Susan Abul Hawa, and who, by the way, your book was just amazing. I've been meaning to tell you. It just had me hypnotized. I didn't want to see anyone or talk to anyone for as long as I was reading it, which I think took me a week or 10 days. I would not put it down. I put my whole life on hold to read that book. So, you are the best example of Palestinian talent. I couldn't be more proud of you. I know it's a whole group of organizers, not just you. But definitely, you are amazing. And all the organizers are for this wonderful festival. I know we have some questions. I do have one more song to sing for you. So I wonder, do we want to do the questions, or do we want to, I think the question was answered. If there's a Palestinian vegan group out there. Yes, the Palestinian Animal League. That's true. If anybody has any questions, feel free to post them in the chat, and I will, I'll be checking the chat. I hope you've had a good time. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. I hope we can stay in touch beyond this performance. And again, thank you so much for giving me your time and your energy. And I've been really happy to be performing for you and be a part of this amazing festival. So I would like to perform a song for you from my album Dunya, and it's called Diggi Ya Rababa. It's a song I grew up listening to in Jordan as a kid, and it's one of those that just stuck with me. And I wanted to sing it in my own way that was a bit different from like the traditional folk context in which it's usually performed, because I'm not a traditional folk artist. Like, I'm a more contemporary artist, but I love these gems. And so I want to sing it for you. And those of you who know it, please sing it with me. بكون كتير مبسوطة لو تغنوا معي. Okay, you haven't heard it in years, Susan? Okay, well, now sing it with me. You can hear it and sing it. إن شاء الله تعجبكم. وبهديها لكم. There's a bit of Spanish in it too, by the way. I gave it my own spin. يا ربابا دقي عفراق الحبابة دقي 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 يا ربابا دقي عفراق الحبابة توكا 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 لا جيتارا توكا ميو لا رومبيتا توكا 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 لا جيتارا توكا ميو لا رومبيتا بعد ما راحوا وهبوا ورثوا بقلبي العزامة دقي 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 يا ربابا. Are you singing there with me? Yes, okay, good. دقي 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 يا ربابا دقي 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 يا ربابا دقي عفراق الحبابة دقي 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 يا ربابا دقي عفراق الحبابة توكا 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 لا جيتارا توكا عيني ما حبت سواهم قلبي ما بمر سلاهم شيبوني بهواهم واني ذي عز الشباب شيبوني بهواهم واني ذي عز الشباب دقي 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 يا ربابا دقي 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 يا ربابا دقي عفراق الحبابة دقي 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 يا ربابا دقي عفراق الحبابة توكا 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 ونار بيتا توكا ونار بيتا دقي 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 يا ربابا. That was Diggy at a Baba. Inshallah ajbatkum. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for the lovely comments. So sweet. Yeah, I love singing it, and I love singing for you. I hope we can stay in touch beyond this performance, and I hope I can see you at some of the events of Palestine Writes. Again, such an amazing festival, and what a way to honor Palestinian writers and Palestinian talent, and to, you know, raise the stage for Palestine. I'm honored that, you know, my songs have been played in Palestine. I know there's one particular radio, Radio Hara, or Hara, Radio Al Hara, that has played. I just realized that I only read it, I didn't pronounce it. That's what quarantine ends up doing, right? Because you're not actually speaking to actual humans. So you're Radio Al Hara, right? It's a long A, which means neighborhood, right? I think that's what it stands for. Yeah, so they've played my music, which has been amazing. And they've actually broadcasted some of my live streams, which has been wonderful. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. I do have a new album coming out next year, which has a song called Alam Majnoon. And I know it's gonna be just a beautiful song, because I wrote this song about how crazy the world was before coronavirus, okay? I wrote the song about how crazy the world was, Alam Majnoon, and about how there's so much violence and oppression. And then I wrote, the last verse says, this was addressed to the Arab, and says, حاربنا بعض وبلاد العرب اتدمرت نسينا احنا مين ونسينا قضية فلسطين. And it's a very high pitched towards the end. And I just can't wait to share this song with you. And I hope that you will, you'll follow and be able to engage in it. Thank you for, I love the name of that album already. Cool. Thank you. Wonderful. I don't know, do we have time for anything else? Do we want to have a little bit more music, or do we want to, I know that we're supposed to go till we have 1 minute left. But what I could do, if you like, is leave you with a meditation to calm your nerves and to meditate for Palestine. Okay, so let's all send some good vibes to Palestine. Does that sound good? Yes? Okay, let's do it. I hope you all felt that and were able to find a place of peace within yourselves and spread some peace outwards. Thank you again so much for giving me your time and energy and for being here with me in this space. Thank you to Palestine Writes for inviting me to be a part of this. It's a huge honor that I will always appreciate, and you have my full support. And just want to say thank you so much. I don't know, Susie, if you can come on screen, but it would be nice to see your face. You can't. Oh, wait, I can't. I want to. Oh, okay. Well, I love you. And thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this. I hear someone talking. Hold on. Yeah, so thank you so much. I think, is this the last program?
Yes.
For today? Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you for ending the night with me. What an honor. I hope you've all been enjoying the program so far. And again, please stay in touch. Say it again.
Oh, I was trying to put Susie on. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know either. Let's see. I think she would. Oh, yeah, because we're the panelists. Yeah, I think it might be a bit complicated. If you click next to her name.
I did.
Let's see. Wow.
Click next to my name. I did. Oh, Susie, yes.
Yay!
It gives chat pin.
She's in. But she has to unmute herself.
Can you see her?
No, but I see her that she's in. Here.
My tech husband is telling me it's not going to work.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll hopefully see you soon, Susie. But again, thank you everyone who attended. Please support this wonderful festival. Keep supporting Palestinian writers and literature and Palestine in general. I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.